everyone, and welcome to downtown Fredericksburg and Maury Stadium for tonight's Battlefield District game, and it's homecoming 2015. The Spotsylvania Knights and the James Monroe Yellow Jackets match up for this year's annual homecoming game. I'm Herman Kay with Bob Blackburn, bringing you tonight's Battlefield District game between the Yellow Jackets and the Spotsylvania Knights. And tonight's game comes in a late October setting, and it's big for both teams in the playoff hunt. So, Bob, we are beginning to talk more and more about playoffs. We've only got 2 more regular season games after tonight's game.
Yeah, I was looking in the paper, too. It looks like they got the Jackets rated #1 in their conference, so they're looking good going into the end of the season. Yeah.
And we'll talk about that pairings for Conference 25 and 27 and Conference 26 and 28 coming up a little bit later. Well, last week, James Monroe got a big boost with a 36-31 win over Chancellor. Yellow Jackets played with an inspiring effort to knock off a very talented Chancellor team. Sophomore quarterback A.J. Felton paced the Yellow Jackets offense with 249 yards passing and 3 touchdown passes. Dre Boley hauled in 2 of the touchdown receptions, while receiver Jalen Price led the way with 107 yards on 7 catches. Defense, well, it took the challenge of a great offense and limited Chancellor's passing game to 59 yards and 3 turnovers. Cord Lucas, Gary Boxley, and D.D. Nelson led the charge from the defense as they frustrated the Chargers' offense all night long, especially in the deciding 4th quarter of that football game. Yellow Jackets can clinch a playoff berth with the win tonight over the Spotsylvania Knights. Currently, they sit atop the pod of the 3A East Regional Playoff action. Coach Richard Survey and his staff #1 goal every season is to reach game 11 in the state playoffs, and tonight the Yellow Jackets will satisfy goal #1, Bob, with the season with a homecoming win over Spotsylvania. So they are gearing up. They're probably playing their best football of the season, and certainly peaking at the right time. And hopefully they can clinch a playoff berth tonight with the win over Spotsylvania here at home.
Yeah, there's a lot of these players, you can see them coming from the JV program, and they just keep on rolling up the Bs.
Well, the Spotsylvania Knights come into tonight's game with a 2-5 record and have been playing good football this year. First-year head coach Al Johnson inherits a program from the rebuild. The Knights have an opportunity to reach the playoffs in the 3A East region with a win or 2 down the stretch. Last week they fell to Cortland Cougars by the score of 35-0. The Knights want to control the ball and clock with their wing T offense. Once again, Bob, how many teams out in Spotsylvania actually run that wing T?
It's a legacy now, isn't it?
So the Yellow Jacket wingbacks Michael Gianalo and Stefan Carter handle outside runs for the Knights. A few weeks ago against WNL as we listened to our national anthem here at Maury Stadium. All right, our national anthem here at Maury Stadium by the Monroe Singers, and they always do a great job, Bob.
Yeah, year after year, it's amazing.
We were talking about Spotsylvania last week. They fell to Cortland Cougars by the score of 35-0. Knights want to control the ball and clock with their wing T offense. Freshman quarterback Daquan Carter spearheads the offense, but fullback Michael Shelton is the primary ball carrier. 5'11", 235-pound fullback is a tough and physical runner behind a very big offensive line for this Spotsylvania team. Wingbacks Michael Ginallo and Stephon Carter handle the outside runs for the Knights. A few weeks ago against Washington and Lee, the Knights were able to pile up over 450 yards of offense on the ground and hope to do the same this week against a stingy James Monroe defense. Speaking of defense, Spotsylvania runs a four-man front with a lot of size and power. Middle linebacker Michael Shelton controls the unit and is very active in the blitz game for Spotsylvania. So the Yellow Jackets winning the coin toss here, and they will be receiving the football to open up this football game. So glad to have you along tonight on Channel 83. I'm Herman Kay alongside Bob Blackburn, bringing you this Battlefield District matchup here at Monroe Stadium. End-over-end kick, it hits and it stays in bounds, and the Yellow Jackets finally pick it up right around the 18-yard line. So the Yellow Jackets setting up shop here, open up this football game here at home for homecoming. Who's celebrating tonight, Bob? Class of
65, I think it is.
1965, 50th anniversary reunion taking place tonight. Some of those folks are here.
Well, you know what they say, time flies when you're having a good time.
That's right.
We weren't too far after that, were we?
No, we were right on the heels, Bob.
Yeah.
Yellow Jackets in their orange pants, orange jersey, black numbers. And we're set to go here. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Man in motion to the near side of the field. The quarterback gets the handoff, run up the middle, slicing his way up out to about the 20-yard line. That's Weldon on the carry for James Monroe. Yellow Jackets, Bob, opening up this football game with a no-huddle offense. Quarterback operating from the pistol formation. Yellow Jackets run. That's Welton on the run again, running over players out across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. That's going to be enough for JM first down.
Yeah, you need to stop him early, because if you don't, you're going to see a lot of him.
Yes. So James Monroe picking up first down number 1. You got spread offense here from the pistol. The quarterback gets the snap, rifles the pass in the middle. With a completion, he slips away midfield, 45-40, foot risk.
Oh, my goodness.
He might go, but he's going to be pulled down, still on his feet, down inside the 15 to about the 12-yard line. That was just a simple down and out ball. And he did the rest on his own. That's great rack yard. That's run after the catch.
And no huddle again.
So the Yellow Jackets going with a hurry up here. First and 10 yards to go from the Spotsylvania 12-yard line. Operating from the pistol formation, that's Felton, the quarterback, Weldon in the backfield. Felton gets the snap, handoff, Weldon bouncing his way into the end zone at the 5, into the end zone, touchdown, but hold the phone. Flag on the play. It's going to be a hold against the Yellow Jackets. He literally, Bob, went untouched into the end zone.
He sure did. He just kept plowing. Nobody even really much hit him, you know?
No, never put a hand on him. But it's going to come back. And the Yellow Jackets strike early in this football game. So a holding call against the Yellow Jackets, nullifying that touchdown run of 12 yards. And it will be first and 10 yards to go for the Yellow. First and about 13 yards to go for JM. Just getting underway here at Monroe Stadium. No score. 10:57 to go in this opening quarter. Yellow Jackets in the red zone. Quarterback calls his own number. Runs around the right side. That read option into the end zone. Touchdown. Another flag coming out on the far side. Was That another penalty against the Yellow Jackets. Hold the phone. Another holding call.
Wow.
So within 30 seconds, Bob, we've had 2 touchdowns called back by the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, and maybe that's a natural way to slow things down a little bit, huh?
Yeah. So we don't want to have these officials to put their impact on this football game so early tonight, but we've seen 2 questionable holding calls against the Yellow Jackets. That's going to push the Yellow Jackets back out to the 26-yard line, where it's still first and about 25 yards to go for James Monroe. 2 receivers to the near side of the field, operating from the pistol. Man in motion coming to the near side. Quarterback looking, throwing the football. Corner of the end zone, wide open.
By himself.
And he fumbled the ball, but cradled it, and the touchdown is good. That's Felton to Felton. And that's going to be about a 27-yard touchdown strike from A.J. Felton to his brother Matt Felton. And the Yellow Jackets 3 downs in a row. They scored on all 3 downs. 2 were called back. This one, the Yellow Jackets will keep. Extra point attempt here for the Yellow Jackets as they line up out on the 2-yard line. Center snaps the ball and a fake. That's going to be Felton rolling out, trying to turn the corner. Throws a pass, and it's caught. Let's see, will that count? They're going to say no, it was out of the end zone. So that bobble snap by the kicker. And it was Felton rolling out with the ball, trying to get it into the end zone. That did not count. Timeout on the field, 10:37 to go in this opening quarter here at homecoming at Morris Stadium. Our score is James Monroe 6, Spotsylvania nothing. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back to Morris Stadium. 10:37 to go in this opening quarter, and the Yellow Jackets, Bob, they look like it's all business. What do you think?
Well, 3 touchdowns in the first minute.
So they had 2 called back. So the Yellow Jackets kicking off to Spotsylvania. And the Yellow Jackets didn't take any time at all getting the ball down the field. Here's your kick. Relatively short kick, in over end, fumbled at the 20, picked up 25, and he's going to be power driven back just across the 30 to about the 31-yard line.
I was looking around the field there on that return team. Spotsylvania's not showing much size on that return team. They have a little size in their line, but I was amazed to see that. So we'll get to see what the Knights can do here. They're going to be using an offense that we're going to have to get used to seeing. Long count on the snap, and nice stop in there by the right side of the JM defensive line there. They were just trying a little handoff there, opener, just see what they could do, and came up with maybe half a yard. Well, no, check that out. Make that about 2.5 or 3.
That's going to set up a second down and about 7 yards to go for Spotsylvania at their 33-yard line. 10:02 to go in this opening quarter. 6-0 James Monroe, and the Knights keeping on the ground out near the 39-yard line. So they're kind of stout down inside, Bob. We're talking about that offensive line for Spotsylvania.
Yeah, their running back's not huge, but he seems to do the job.
So homecoming 2015 here at Monroe Stadium tonight. Glad to have you along on Channel 83. I'm Herman Kay, alongside Bob Blackburn, bringing you this Battlefield District matchup. 3rd and 2 yards to go. Quarterback under center, turns, hands it off. No gain on that play. Good penetration by that James Monroe defensive front.
Right when they needed to.
So that's going to set up a 4th down and a probable punting down here for Spotsylvania. Punter standing back down inside his 30, back to about the 26-yard line. 2 D-backs back there for James Monroe on this return. Yellow Jackets, will they put pressure on? Hot snap over the punter's head. Yellow Jackets trying to get back there. He gets the football, has it blocked, and the Yellow Jackets will get it one way or the other on downs, or they recover the football down at the 6-yard line.
Wow, he just kicked that with no regard whatsoever where it was going. Just didn't want to take the safety. I don't know.
Have you noticed how nice I've been thus far on the air?
You have been.
That's because my pastor is standing right behind me.
No, that'll do it. That'll do it. Good to see you. Good to see you, sir.
Reverend Dobines, glad to have you here tonight. And you can jump in here anytime. And high school doesn't get much better than this on Friday night.
Friday night lights here at JM. Homecoming. It's really special. Brings back a lot of memories.
There you go.
Certainly does. Here we go. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets, and they keep it on the ground. They kind of stumbled after he got that handoff, unable to generate a good run, thus falling to the turf right around the 5-yard line, where it will be 2nd and goal for James Monroe at the Spotsylvania 5-yard line. Reverend, it's good to see you.
It's good to be here.
And
it's a very special time here at homecoming, sharing with my good friend.
I'm telling you, my man keeps it clean.
Really?
Yeah, he's one of the best Christians I know.
You don't know him then, right?
No.
He's a great guy.
He is a good guy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll pay you later.
Oh,
Okay.
no,
So
I honestly believe that, Herman. I really do.
Yellow Jackets coming up a little bit short. Reverend Dobines comes to us from Alabama, Bob, Selma, Alabama. And we're so glad to have him as our pastor down at Charlotte Baptist Church.
They know a little bit about football in Alabama, don't they?
I know he's going to get a roll tide in here.
Absolutely. Roll Tide. Need a victory tomorrow against Tennessee.
That's right.
Get back in this playoff race.
Reverend, do you get out to see many high school football games?
Not as much as I want to.
Yeah.
Fridays, revival nights, keeping me pretty busy, but always try to squeeze one in.
2nd and goal for the Yellow Jackets. They pass it, and a nice defensive play. I don't think he was aware that he made that play, Bob, because he had his back. I'm talking about that defender, had his back to James' quarterback.
Yeah, that
He's in the right place at the right time.
Right, and he's a face guard, and he got away with it because they hit him on the shoulder, right?
That's right. So that falls incomplete, stopping the clock at 7:44 to go. 6-0 if you're just joining us here at Monroe Stadium. Homecoming. Big festivities up here today for the pep rally. 3rd down and goal to go for James Monroe, the quarterback. Pumps, fires a pass, man open, and that's your skinny post.
Yes.
Perfectly thrown ball from the quarterback Felton to a wide open receiver in the end zone. And the Yellow Jackets strike again. It was Felton, the quarterback. This guy's a 10th grader, pastor.
Okay.
And what a find for the Yellow Jackets. They're brothers. They're Felton brothers. One is a receiver. One is the receiver. The other is the quarterback.
Great.
And the number 2, A.J. Felton, the quarterback, number 19, I'm sorry. Kid is only a 10th grader.
Wow.
So the Yellow Jackets missed that extra point early, so they're going to make up for it here, going for 2. Quarterback again threw it behind the receiver. It falls incomplete. 7:39 to go. Timeout on the field here in this homecoming game. Our score, James Monroe 12, Spotsylvania nothing. We'll be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Maury Stadium. 7:39 to go. Opening quarter here at Maury. 12-0. James Monroe. Yellow Jackets set to kick off to the Spotsylvania Knights. Knights coming into tonight's ball game 2-5 on the season. Yellow Jackets at 6-1. And a win tonight here by James Monroe will catapult them right into the playoffs. They will clinch a playoff berth. Kickoff across the 15, 20, 25, 30, knocked out of bounds in front of the JM bench. Not until he crossed the 35 out to the 37-yard line. Decent field position on that kick return.
Yeah, you know, you give JM opening like that, they're down the field. He got an opening and just didn't have the afterburners that we're used to.
He took advantage of what he could get and got a good return there. Dr. Blackburn.
Yes, and give Spotsylvania some good field position there.
First and 10 for Spotsylvania at their 36-yard line. Operating from that wing T formation. Run around the left side out across the 40 to about the 43 and a scrum.
Getting pushed.
Yes.
Good push. First down.
First down. And that's your basic scrum there.
Yeah, that's it.
Out across the 48 to about the 49. That's going to be enough for a Spotsylvania first down. Pastor, you played football?
More basketball.
More basketball.
I was a walk-on basketball player at the University of Alabama in the early 80s. But I love football. Yeah. Crimson Tide football, JM football, Pee-wee football, any kind.
Here we go, first and 10, and another good run.
How about this?
Wow. That misdirection.
Yes.
For Spotsylvania, Bob, you know, defensively, you got to stay at home. You can't move around. You got to make sure you protect the area that you're supposed to protect. And if you start wandering around on that offensive line, it's going to be huge holes. And right now, Spotsylvania moving the ball against a tough James Monroe defense. First and 10 yards to go. Spotsylvania at the James Monroe 36-yard line. Quarterback under center, hands off around the right side, and a host of JM tacklers in on the stop.
Yes. They weren't fooled that time.
They certainly weren't fooled on that play. And that's going to no gain on that play. Cord Lucas in on the stop for James Monroe, setting up a second down and 10 yards to go. 6:20 to go here in this opening quarter.
They're getting a week's advance on the wing T, and they need to solve that real quick.
So the Yellow Jackets shut them down on that second down play. Let's see what they can do. Now, this is a type of formation, Bob, that they do not throw much from.
Okay.
Quarterback hands it off again, and that's that big, stocky guy in that backfield. He's a designated workhorse and nearly picked up a first down on that run off guard on the left side.
Looked real good. Real strong run.
So short of picking up the first down, third down, and about 3 yards to go for James Monroe. 5:38 and counting down here in this first quarter. Third and 3 yards to go. Quarterback under center. Sends a man in motion to the near side. Pitch right side. Trying to turn the corner. Yellow Jackets with good pursuit. And he
didn't get a mask, did he?
Might be close to picking up that first down, but a couple of initial tacklers failed to wrap him up. And that might have allowed the ball carrier, Bob, to, it's going to be short about a yard.
Yeah. He's a yard short. I think JM's going to stiffen up right here. And we're going to see a hold that line, JM. Hold that line.
So the Yellow Jackets digging in on defense. It's 4th and a yard to go for Spotsylvania. Yellow Jackets with 6 in the box down on defense. Knights. There was movement but no flag. Spotsylvania handoff around the left side. He gets to the outside and he sheds one tackler. And that forward lean gave him just enough for that first down. So the Knights beginning to put together a drive. Probably the best drive that I've seen by a Spotsylvania team in some years.
Some years, yeah. I like their discipline. I'm surprised and amazed. That's better than what we've seen.
So here we go. 1st and 10 yards to go for the Knights on the move. Quarterback double handoff reverse inside, and the Yellow Jackets unable to stop that play. A pickup of maybe 10, 11 yards.
Another first down. First and goal or first and well, still got 2 yards. 12 yards to go here. Looking good.
Pastor, you've been quite busy here lately.
Very busy.
Yeah.
Very busy.
We had a wonderful homecoming at Charlotte.
Yes. Great revival.
1st and 10 yards to go for Spotsylvania.
Oh,
and the Yellow Jackets, yes.
Good pursuit, guys.
Excellent defensive play by the Yellow Jackets. No gain on that first down play, setting up a 2nd down and 10. Lost a yard, Bob.
Yeah, and this is where the Jackets need to stiffen up. I don't know if they have a field goal kicker, but I would like to see.
So the Yellow Jackets had 2 touchdowns called back in this first quarter. I mean, this thing could be out of reach already, but Spotsylvania just hanging around, trying to get on the board here. 2nd and 11. Man, pitch right side. Great defensive play for the Yellow Jackets. Yes, sir. That was number 40 for the Yellow Jackets. And that's Edwin Young, 5'10", 227 senior, who shot the gap. I remember games like that.
There you go.
And then I woke up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been calling Young's name a lot lately. Yes. He has really stepped up for the D.
So great defensive play there by Young on defense. Loss of another yard, setting up a 3rd and let's say 13 yards to go for Spotsylvania in the red zone. The Knights with a 3rd and 13 to go. Quarterback fakes the handoff, going to throw the football. Has a man with a reception right at the 9-yard line. He was knocked out of bounds at the 9-yard line.
Reception by Michael Shelton.
Brings up 4th down.
That's going to be 4th down. And you don't see quarterbacks throw from this particular type of formation. It's a running formation. And but that time they came up with a big passing play. And it's going to be 4th down. And about 8 yards to go. We'll say 7 yards to go for Spotsylvania. Field goal here. Going to be a 25-yard field goal attempt by the Knights. There's a snap to hold. The kick is up by Spotsy, and it's off, way off.
No good.
Left upright, and it's no good. Yeah. Timeout on the field, 3:03 to go in this first quarter. Our score, it's James Monroe 12, Spotsylvania nothing. We'll be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Morris Stadium. Yellow Jackets with the football, and the quarterback missed the handoff, and he's going to be stacked up in his backfield for maybe a yard loss.
Don't see that happen too often, but it will.
Plus, that play never developed. You know, it was coming out of that break, it was some confusion by the Yellow Jackets. And let's see if they get it together here on this 2nd down play. 2nd and 10 yards to go. Yellow Jackets, huge hole. Weldon cuts it back to the inside, out across the 25 to about the 28-yard line. So he picked up about 7-8 yards on that run.
Yeah, he did, and that's a good way to get it back on 2nd down.
Strong run. And blocking up front. He followed his blockers.
Can you hear that resonated deep voice?
Oh my goodness!
I'm trying to be like Herman.
I'm trying to be like you. So the Yellow Jackets pick up the first down. Out across the 35 to about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, we haven't seen the aerial show that we saw last week.
Some laundry out there on the field.
Amazing. Oh, got a penalty down.
Penalty on the play.
Oh,
and that's going to be penalty number 3 against the Yellow Jackets so far. And we're just in the first quarter.
Yeah, that head referee there is busy already.
Yes.
Yep. Here we go, 3rd and 11 for James Monroe. Felton looking, rifles a pass high over the intended receiver's head. And that's when you need a little stick-em on your hands there, Bob.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you that they probably have several cans.
You don't mean to tell me they allowing the kids to get stick-em, are they? Huh?
Well, anything that you could get away with.
You have to thank Lester Hayes for that. You remember Lester?
Yes.
I remember that. That name.
Stick him on his elbows, hands, everywhere. Didn't miss many. 4th down and 11 yards to go. Punter standing at his 5-yard line. Gets off a nice high punt. Trying to get it to turn over. It's going to be taken by Spotsylvania. Number 5 weaving his way through. Flag coming out. Going to be against Spotsylvania. Somebody holding up front.
I tell you what, I think JM thought that he made a fair catch signal.
Yeah.
Then he catches it and he hesitates and then he runs. Makes good yardage.
Pastor, do we have anything on the agenda that you want to talk about? Any upcoming church business that we can discuss?
One of the things that I really want to talk about is our Thanksgiving Day Sunrise program. It's 150 years old. It's the Sunrise Thanksgiving tradition. It represents the first Thanksgiving of the slaves being emancipated, November of 1865. So it's 150 years, and we like to see the whole community come out and support this effort that helped to unite this country and make it the great country that it is. At Shiloh Baptist Church, old site, 6 o'clock a.m. Thanksgiving morning. Will be finished in about an hour, hour and a half, and people can go back to their families and enjoy themselves. But it's such a momentous event that needs to be recognized by the entire community. That's Thanksgiving Day.
So please mark that down on your calendar, and it's nothing like Shiloh. I mean, it's such a warm place to be, and be a nice place for you and Laura to come with Virginia to that.
Well, we, I mean, if it's a celebration Thanksgiving, we'd be honored to. All I got to do is convince Laura that she'd be all right coming out of the house.
Timeout on the field, 1:06 to go in this first quarter, and we'll keep it right here. We're talking with Reverend Aaron Dobines, pastor of Shiloh Old Site Baptist Church, and it's a pleasure to have him here. That's my pastor.
Great to be here.
Proud to say that.
Great to meet you, Doctor.
Dr. Bob Blackburn. As actually his brother is a doctor, but I always call him Doctor.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how he takes that, but I don't. If he doesn't listen, then it's his problem.
So, did the Yellow Jackets take that time out? 50th reunion celebration going on tonight. James Monroe High School class of 1965. I was just a baby. You say, Bob, I was a grown man.
Yeah, you were a grown man when you were 9.
So Spotsy advancing the ball into JM territory, down to the 48-yard line. You know, we've been doing this for a long time, Reverend, and it is so much a part of our lives doing high school football. You remember the year we had an ineligible player?
I sure do. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
Quarterback's pass. Intended for number 9, Reese Rotaro. Ball is incomplete. Bring up a 4th down.
Going to bring up 4th down for Spotsy, and looks like about 6 yards to go. So it'd be interesting to see if they punt. Yeah, they are. They're gonna punt, and JM will get the ball back in relatively good field position. Let's see that snap. We've seen them have trouble with the snap tonight, the long snap.
4th down and 7 yards to go for Spotsy. And here's your kick. Oh, kind of off the side of the foot, short kick. And it takes a JM bounce. Negative yards of about 12 yards on that punt.
Yeah, that kind of adds insult to injury. If you,
well, you better get that second punter warming up on the sideline. So Thanksgiving morning, fellow Osites. Thank you for that, sir.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure being up in this booth tonight with you veteran signal callers and announcers, bringing it out to the listening audience so that they can feel like they're right here at the stadium.
You know, I kind of look behind us and see if he was talking to somebody else. It's actually us. All right.
Well, here's what I'll do. I'll pray for nice, decent weather. Let's say 45 to 50 degrees, something like that. I mean, you can't expect, like better.
Right. Yellow Jackets 1st and 10 yards to go, and out to about the 45-yard line. That's going to be the last play of this first quarter here on Homecoming 2015. In the 1 quarter of the play on Homecoming, our score, it's James Monroe 12, Spotsylvania nothing. We'll be back after this timeout.
I appreciate it, man. Well, I appreciate the opportunity. I'll come back before the game's over. My pleasure. I love you, my brother. This is my brother. There you go. Good to meet you. I'm saying that because he gets on those guys. You better quit while you're here. I know it.
Flag coming out on the play. Did you see what that was all about, Bob?
I did not. I didn't see a blocker in that area, but they're face mask. Okay.
Now that Reverend Dobines has left the press box, I'm going to say a few things. He's everything that I said he was. He's a wonderful minister, friend, good guy. Can preach and sing.
Oh my goodness, that voice is something. I tell you what.
He's got that James Earl Jones type of voice.
Exactly. So next time I can't make it, I call him. He's a good man.
Yeah. So so glad to have him here tonight. I invited him to come, and he surprised me and showed up, and that kind of made our night, Bob.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I can tell he's a fine man.
Yes. First and 10 yards to go for the Yellow Jacket quarterback. And it's going to be picked off.
Oh, mercy.
Yes. That defender waited right there. He stepped into that passing lane, Bob. Mm-hmm. And by that time, when Felton realized what was going on, when he realized what was going on, it was too late to pull that ball back.
Yeah, he wanted to. He had it on a rope, he would have.
So the pass is intercepted by Spotsylvania. First and 10 for the Knights at their 44-yard line. You got two receivers split to the near side of the field from that wing T formation. Quarterback under center. turns, hands it off, huge hole on the right side. Flag coming out. It's going to be a holding call against Spotsylvania, nullifying that fine run. But what a huge runner we're talking about. That's Michael Shelton, 5'9", 232, junior ball. He was just rumbling on that play.
He's bringing it.
Yep. So, talking with the JM captain out there on defense. And now they're marking off the yards against Spotsy. Back to the 46-yard line.
Spot penalty backs him up to their 46-yard
First
line.
and 7 yards to go for Spotsylvania.
31st down, 7
At
yards
their
to go.
46-yard line. 11:24 to go in the second quarter, just getting underway. 12-0 our score. Knights, that inside handoff, and the Yellow Jackets defensed it well. Reese Racabo on the carry above for Spotsy, 5'11", 170, 10th grader. Lost a yard.
Spotsylvania is surprisingly, a pretty good fundamental football team there. And they're blocking. Hey, they've had a couple mistakes, but this is a team that's coming on.
Pretty big up front too. We're talking about that Spotsylvania offensive line. Second down and 8 yards to go for the Knights at their 46-yard line. Quarterback hands it off to the big guy. He
Look at this.
Look at this. Shelton on the carry. We're talking about number 48, Michael Shelton, all 232 pounds of Shelton, into JM territory, down to the 35-yard line, and the Knights picking up a first down.
Wow, the Jackets are getting the sniff of the wing tee a week early here, and they're going to need to patch it up.
First and 10 for Spotsylvania to James Monroe, 35-yard line. And a run again by Shelton. Shelton down inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. In my pregame, Bob, I think I mentioned something about this guy being a workhorse.
Yeah, he is so far proven to be one, yeah. Four-wheel drive, too.
So second and 3 yards to go for Spotsylvania. So Spotsy Shelton on the carry again, close to that first down marker ball. He had to get inside the 25. I think he got it down to the 24. So they're signaling like it's fourth down. I thought they got inside 25. I thought it would be enough for the first down.
The yard marker guy is kind of leaning, and looks like they're picking up stakes now.
He had to get to the 25, and the ball is resting right on the 25. Should have been automatic first down call.
Exactly.
First down, 10 yards to go. Spotsylvania. And a pass in the flat over the head of, and that was close to a lateral. Now they're going to say it was a forward pass, incomplete. You can see they don't throw much, do they?
No, absolutely not. And we do know that they punt a lot, and they had a little trouble with that earlier. And so special teams, I give them a C- at least.
Yeah. So second and 10 yards to go for Spotsy at the James Monroe 25-yard line. Now we're getting whistles and stops in play there. Don't know what that's all about. Officials timeout. I heard a fan say, "Come on, ref, what are you doing?" I don't know what that was all about. Second and 10 yards to go. Spotsylvania with the football. Quarterback under center, wing T formation. Shelton going to be hit in the backfield. That's the way you defense that wing T.
Yeah, good job. Yeah, you get in that backfield and, you sort them out until you find the one that has the ball.
Boxley, on the stop for the Yellow Jackets, lost to a yard on that play. third down and 11 yards to go for Spotsylvania. 8 minutes and 39 seconds to go in this first half. A lot of festivities coming up at the half tonight. Crowning of the king and queen. Introduction of the homecoming court here at Morris Stadium. 8:26 to go. And that's Shelton bumbling down inside the 15 to about the 12-yard line. That's going to be enough for a Shelton first down for Spotsylvania.
He's a hoss. He's
Yeah.
for real.
That's the same play they ran earlier, Bob. Yellow Jackets hit him in the backfield and lost a yard. This time, they allow him to get through, and he picks up enough for a first down. Go figure.
Yeah, no kidding. And he must have found somebody on the line there. He's knowing throwing downfield blocks, and he stayed right with them.
In the red zone, Spotsylvania, first and goal from the James Monroe 12-yard line. That's Shelton again on the carry. And the Yellow Jacket, he's a big boy, Bob. You can't tackle him up around the shoulders. You got to hit this kid low.
Yeah, he's got good power and good speed,
yes.
For a big guy.
So Spotsylvania faced with a second and goal. Well, it's not second and goal, I'm sorry. They can pick up a first down right around the 2-yard line. So it's second, and we'll say 8 yards to go for Spotsylvania. Ball just outside the 10-yard line. Receiver split to the far side of the field. Quarterback on the center. Movement on the offensive line. And the Yellow Jackets jump first. I don't know whether they pulled Spotsy out of their stance, but it was plenty of movement there. Yeah.
We got
Going to be a false start against Spotsylvania. That's going to push the ball back out to the 16-yard line.
From the Yellow Jackets 16-yard line.
So second down and 12 yards to go for Spotsylvania. So they can pick up the first down, Bob, without scoring a touchdown here. I got down that close. I think I'll take that TD.
No, yeah, they've gotten close once before, and they had to go to the field goal. Didn't look like there was much hope for that.
Quarterback under center as they break huddle here. Two receivers to the far side of the field. Will they throw the football? Long signal count, whistle coming out. Might be a delay of game against the Knights. They seem to be coming unglued at the seams here now, Bob.
Yeah, I think that play got in there late from the sideline, and all it looks like he might be taking a timeout now.
And that is a delay of game penalty against Spotsy. So Spotsy going in the opposite direction. It's a second down and about 17 yards to go. Ball at the James Monroe 21-yard line. Now the Knights are going to take a timeout, and we'll take a timeout as well. 6:38 to go in this second quarter here at Morris Stadium. Homecoming. Our score, it's James Monroe 12, Spotsylvania nothing. Bob and I will be back after this. Welcome back to Morris Stadium. 6:38 to go in this first half of football. Herman Kay alongside Bob Blackburn here at Morris Stadium. 12-0 James Monroe. Spotsy with a second and long and a run, and good defense by the Yellow Jackets down inside, dragging the ball carrier down from behind. Knights advance the ball down to about the 18-yard line, where it will be third and about 15 yards to go.
And they had two tries the second down, lost yardage, and then they finally put some plus on the board, and they wiped out a little bit of it, but not much.
So third And about 15 yards to go for Spotsylvania at the James Monroe 18-yard line. You got 3 receivers to the far side, and it did not fool the Yellow Jackets. They were in that backfield nearly coming up with a handoff, and a host of JM tacklers in on the stop. Who is that big guy right there? Cord Lucas in on the stop, along with number 50 for the Yellow Jackets. That's Trayvon Lucas, 6-footer, 288-pound junior for James Monroe.
Yeah, these are tackling machines here.
So 4th down, and we'll say 18 yards to go for the Spotsylvania Knights. Come on, Mr. Quarterback. Give me a nice 4th down and about 18 play here. Pass it.
Yeah, he's going to have to roll out. Right.
Quarterback looking to throw the football. Now he turns it upfield, and he slipped one tackler, but some of that JM defense coming up to wrap him up. That was Cord Lucas. Boy, we've called Cord's name a lot tonight.
Cord's busy.
Yes, he is. So Lucas coming up to make the big defensive play for the Yellow Jackets. And the Yellow Jackets will get the football 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line. Got to remember now, the Yellow Jackets up 12-0, but they've had 2 touchdowns called back.
Yeah. And I know the D, they have their pride. You know, if anybody else hangs a 0 on Spotsy, they're going to want to follow right up too.
They were shut out last week against Cortland.
Yep.
So here we go, 1st and 10. Quarterback felt a flag on a play, and he's got a convoy out in front, midfield, 45, and he's knocked out of bounds at the Spotsylvania 42-yard line. But hold the phone, we got a flag back upfield, and once again, it's going to be a holding call against the Yellow Jackets.
I don't want to say anything because they're not calling it one way or the other, but they are calling it pretty close.
Yes, and they particularly calling it close against the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, we have the roughest time seeing any kind of infractions.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the jerseys, don't you think?
But we'll also, when you tune in to us, you're going to get a JM broadcast. And I will apologize for that right up front. Well, otherwise, Bob, it's a homer.
Well, you know, we have made that disclaimer for years, haven't we?
Yes, but we're pretty fair on what the referees do. If we see infractions by either team, we're the first to call them out.
Absolutely, yeah. And I like that eagle eye that you have, because usually you know what the penalty is up front, even before they call it. And if they don't have a good call, then they've gotten past a pretty good eagle eye there.
I know the referees need to get up there and pick that flag up. So you got a flag back up about the 44-yard line. And then, so they're still talking about this play. So the officials have taken a timeout here. 4:52 to go in this first half. 12-0 outscore.
Can I grab a little bit of time here?
Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, I'd like to highlight a couple JM alums here, especially Ms. Catherine Bullock. She was so kind to have listened to a couple of our games where we didn't have good lighting.
And it wasn't our fault.
Well, it wasn't our fault that happened, but she felt bad for her. She's a diehard JM fan, loves JM football, always watches the telecast. Anyway, to make a long story short, she gave us little portable battery-operated lights. Bless her heart.
God bless her heart.
She's a sweetheart.
And we want to thank you so much, Ms. Bullock, because we can't control the conditions that we go to at these away games, and they don't always treat us right. They put us in the dark and that type of thing. So, Ms. Bullock, thank you. First and about 22 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets. Another whistle. Boy, these officials whistle happy tonight.
No kidding.
Penalty against Spotsylvania, I think. Might have jumped off sides. Yep.
They apparently are seeing this as an opportunity. This is one of the earliest starting positions here. I mean, they're deep in their own territory, so I think they were anxious to get in the backfield there, maybe stop us for a loss. Jackets get a handoff, and there's a crowd of people waiting on the Spotsy side for him. It's a few yards, but nothing to call home about. The Jackets will have second. And looks like, what is that, 15?
About 12 yards.
12, yeah. A little late changing it. I should probably look at the sticks instead of the scoreboard.
4:06 and counting down here in the second quarter. 12 at about second and 12 to go for James Monroe. You got 4 wideouts for the Yellow Jackets, and that's Felton calling his own number. Gets to the outside, cuts it upfield, and out across the 35 to the 36.
First down.
Yellow Jackets picking up the first down, Bob. This guy has a nose for the first down because he dove out across the 35 and picked up that first down.
To get it, yeah. I love the way he ignites. He sees a little bit of space there, and he can ignite.
And always running downhill.
Yes, sir.
First and 10 yards to go for James Monroe. Trips to the far side of the field, one to the near. Fakes the handoff, a pass. And is it picked off again? Nearly picked off. Boy, that guy has a nose for the football. We're talking about number 23 for Spotsylvania. He kind of baited that receiver, thinking that he was open, and at the last second, he made a cut for the football and nearly picked it off.
Yeah, what's up with that? I guess maybe he paid attention when he was watching the game films against Chancellor, because we threw the ball an awful lot that night. Wow.
And threw it in the flat area.
Yeah.
So second and 10 yards to go for James Monroe at that 35-yard line. And here we go. The Yellow Jackets keeping on the ground. That's Weldon on the carry. Kind of bulled his way out across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. That was Davis, I'm sorry. Jawan Davis, 5'11", 190 senior in on the carry for James Monroe. That's going to set up a third and about 7 to go, Bob, for your Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, let's throw it downfield. What the heck?
Got
Just
2 receivers. You want Boley, the 6'4" target.
Yes.
Felton looking downfield, rifles a pass on the fly. That's Boley who went up high. That defender back there, number 14, Teddy Tyler for Spotsylvania, was in excellent positioning on that play because, he's not as tall as Boley. Boley at 6'4", but he positioned himself in the perfect place for him to make the play, but Boley unable to come up with the catch.
He almost did anyway. He has such a great pair of hands, and he knows when to time his jump and everything else, and he's already up there.
So, fourth down. Yellow Jackets will punt it here. What kind of mood do you think Serby is going to be in? Because his team, his offense, they played well, but the referees took 2 away from them. Punting down here for the Yellow Jackets. Nice snap back to the punter. Gets off a nice punt. Hits at the 38, picked up on the fly. And that's a little water bug.
Yeah, on the question you asked me about what do you think Coach Serby, I think he's going to accuse him of looking ahead a little bit, and they don't need to be doing that. They need to be hitting on all cylinders against Spotsylvania, including avoiding penalties.
I just thought about that, Bob. The big game next week against Cortland.
They may be looking ahead.
They might be looking ahead, taking this Spotsylvania team for granted. And a game or two some time ago,
And King George is leading Cortland 13-0 in the first quarter.
That's kind of
my goodness, a surprise there. King George leading Cortland 13-0.
That's what he said.
Kind of hard to believe.
Yeah, well, there's some teams. I know Chancellor played a good first half against Cortland, but wow, they put the hammer down when they need to.
Certainly hope that one holds up. First and 14 yards to go for Spotsylvania. Ball at their 38-yard line. And that's a run up the middle into JM secondary. Out to the 50-yard line. So that little cross counter play that they run has been very effective tonight against the Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets are bending, Bob, but they're not breaking defensively.
Yeah, that's right. They have their pride, but with the wing tee, that's what it's designed to do, is to hide the ball, and you have to guess who has the football a lot of times.
So it'll be second down, 4 yards to go.
So second down and 3 yards to go for the Spotsylvania Knights at midfield. Again, Shelton bullying his way forward, has enough for the first down. Down into JM territory to the 47-yard line. Minute 35 to go, and in the press box, boy, it's a parade of stars tonight. Dr. Aaron Dobines was here earlier. Now we've got Dr. Gordon here in the booth with us, and it's always a pleasure to see you.
Always great to be up here with you guys.
And we'll talk about what has transpired and happened in the first half of tonight's ball game. First down and 10 yards to go for the Knights. The fumble, and he falls on it. And that's just a bad play.
Yeah. You know, if Spotsy is capable of throwing downfield, we haven't seen it yet.
Dr. John Gordon III, always good to have you here in the press box. Have you enjoyed the first half of tonight's ball game?
You know, I'm actually been a little bit surprised at the way that Spotsylvania's been moving the football. They got the latest version of Craig Ironhead Hayward in the backfield right there, number 48. He's totaled a couple of jackets with him on every carry. He probably has about 18 carries already in the first half.
Oh, Ironhead. Yeah,
you know,
I get it.
Oh, yeah. But you know, anytime a team runs that single wing right there, you really have to watch the guard and watch the ball. If not, that misdirection will get you every time.
Timeout on the field, 43 seconds ago in this first half. Homecoming 2015. Great atmosphere this afternoon here, wasn't it?
Definitely, definitely. You know, I think it actually got a little hot for the kids. A lot of the kids got up out of the bleachers and went and hid underneath the trees, but all of the students were well behaved. You know, we were really excited about the activities that were going on at the building, the parade down to Monroe. Always a classic and Fredericksburg's #1 tradition, in my opinion.
I love it.
You know, so it's good to see. And Survey has the guys out here with their authentic, customized, one-time only wear orange jerseys. Good to see.
And you know what I like about those jerseys, Don? The big numbers.
Yeah.
So that we can see them.
They can see them. That's right. That's right.
I didn't even know they were big.
You couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah, I couldn't. I thought it was just a big smudge or something back there. But
field looks in great shape. The logos in the end zone. Great work by our maintenance crew. Third down and 9 yards to go for Spotsylvania. At inside handoff again, down to about the 43-yard line. You know, we're looking at a 12-0 score, and that's probably the way it's going to end for the first half. But the Yellow Jackets had 2 touchdowns called back.
They had 3 touchdowns called back.
3 touchdowns called back. That's right. So Spotsylvania ball comes out. Yellow Jackets signaling that they came up with that loose football. And let's see, do they get the ball?
If they did, I want to see Bowling get that chance again.
It wouldn't even matter, though. It's turnover on downs, even if they recovered.
So 16.3 seconds to go in this first half. Glad to have you along tonight on channel 83 on the cable and on regionalwebtv.com. You can listen around the world to James Monroe High School football.
National broadcast here. And you're right, Herman. We added a little extra black outline on the letters and the numbers this year. And Ms. Chrisman asked us to do something special when playoff time comes around. So we're looking into doing some research for that. But the field's going to be a little bit more customized once the playoffs come around. So.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, yeah. Me either. I love that stuff.
Yes. First and 10 yards. See, we remember when, John. We remember the rocks on the field after the dog march.
Were they rocks?
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay.
You know, biological rocks.
Yeah. Penalty against the Yellow Jackets, 16.3 seconds to go. First and 15 when we resume play here at Monroe Stadium. Nice crowd on hand. Can always tell sitting here, Bob, is the folks standing around the field. And a lot of folks coming back, 50-year class reunion?
Tonight, 65.
65.
Wow.
Yeah, they actually have a tour of the facility tomorrow. Mr. Bob Birch, I assigned him that duty. Fran Martin in that class. They'll be out there at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Oh, Bowley got one. He got one. Oh!
Nice catch. Yes.
That's called timeout, though.
That's Leacock. He took a hard hit as he went in the air to catch that football.
Landed on the shoulder.
And that's the type of play where you get the wind knocked out of you, the air knocked out of you.
He's all right.
And if you ever had that done, what a hurting feeling. But a big catch in the game, so the Yellow Jackets got time for one more play. Unless you throw it outside, and a player can make a catch and step out of bounds, but do you go for a field goal?
I mean, that's a 44-yard field goal right there. That might be a little out of our kicker's range, but Drejon Bowley has 5 inches on the cornerback that is checking him.
Yes.
Post corner right there to number 1. That's my play call.
There you go. And, you know, it's just a matter of time.
The little light is flashing mismatch. So let's see if they go there with 7.4 seconds to go. First and 10 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets at the Spotsylvania 28-yard line. You got 2 receivers split to the near, the left, and right side of the field. Quarterback operating from the pistol formation. And Felton pumps, pressured out of the pocket. He's going to run the football. He's got a lot of room in front. And he's unable to get in. He dove for that.
Time ran out.
And he was hit upended at the 5-yard line. And that's going to end the first half of play for homecoming 2015. Our score, it's James Monroe 12 and Spotsylvania nothing. We'll be back to talk with Bob and Dr. Gordon and a parade of stars coming through here tonight.
That's right.
We just love that. We'll be back after this. Oh, man. How you doing? Welcome back to, where are we? Monroe Stadium.
Good old Maury.
Yes, 12 more minutes of, 20-minute halftime, going to be extended halftime tonight because of all the festivities, the crowning of the homecoming court, the announcement of the king and queen, princess. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Had some nervous kids on the field tonight.
So you guys correct me. I don't know all of this
But
pageantry stuff here.
Yeah.
So, but all of that's coming up later during the halftime. But Dr. Gordon, please assess so far what the Yellow Jackets have done this year and coming into tonight's football game with 6-1 record and number 1 in Conference 26.
Number 1 in Conference 26, number 2 overall in Class 3A. Right now, Phoebus is number 1 because this is their first year moving down from Division 4. And we all know Phoebus is always one of those Tidewater powerhouses. You know, the Phoebus Phantoms.
Yes.
But
their only loss came against Hampton, wasn't it?
Yeah, only loss came against Hampton, and they're on a 6-game win streak, just like JM's on a 6-game win streak. So
you got some other teams that we're familiar with: Colson, York, Parkview, South Hill. We went down there some years ago.
Yes, sir.
And Colonial Heights, Lakeland, Booker T. Washington. That's from Norfolk, or is that Suffolk?
That's Norfolk. Booker T. Washington's always a basketball powerhouse.
Yes. And, of course, Tab. And what's that district down there where Tab and those schools? York, Tab,
Peninsula?
Peninsula District.
So we're in pretty good shape, aren't we?
Oh, we're in very good shape. And I think one of the best things you've seen is that these guys have actually grown up a lot over the season. You know, first time having a new offensive coordinator, Coach Joy, coming in, running that pistol offense. It took the guys a little time to get used to it, but now it's becoming second nature. Now it's actually instincts that you're seeing. And we had a lot of Felton to Felton combinations here tonight.
Yes,
we certainly did. That's all we had today.
Let's talk about Felton, the quarterback. This kid is a player. Met his father this summer. Wonderful guy. Talked about his 2 kids that were coming to James Monroe. Of course, they went to Riverbend. They were in the city, then they went to Riverbend. Now they're back in the city again. But for this kid to beat out his brother, because Matt was actually supposed to be the starting quarterback. Am I correct?
You're exactly right. When Matt was a JV player when he was here as a freshman, he was starting quarterback then. And we all know, you know, they were going to be sitting behind Jay Scroggins for a couple of years anyway. Went to Riverbend, you know, matured a little bit, pulled those grades up, came back here to the city, and they've done a tremendous job. You know, as you look out here in the homecoming court, I mean, he's out here right now. He's not even getting a halftime speech. He's out here making sure he's escorting his homecoming princess.
There you go.
You know?
Mr. All Around.
All around, baby.
And that's great to see, you know, not only see these kids out here playing football, to participate in other things at the high school and be popular and that type of thing. So we applaud. And do you know any? I don't know many of these kids.
You know, I've been removed now. This will be my second year. So when I left, they were all sophomores. But both Felton kids are really just nice guys.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the good things. And Dr. Rochelle, Mr. Woodside, Ms. Diggs have done a tremendous job of continuing to promote the students getting completely involved in the school. Once you're involved like that, you take ownership of it. You have a lot of school pride. And it's really showing.
Sure.
You know, it really builds on what Herman was just talking about. You're getting involved. You're doing those types of things that build your high school resume so you can have a college of your choice instead of just having one particular college choose you.
And we applaud these young people out there, boys and girls, who participate in sports and academics and clubs and all of these things to make them the well-rounded students that we all want them to be. So congratulations. What we'll do, and I don't know a lot of these young people that's coming across, but we'll get a list like we normally do, Bob, and we'll announce that to our listeners at home. But right now they are introducing the homecoming court to the huge crowd here at Morris Stadium. 12-0 our score, and got Dr. John Gordon III here in the press box with us. Always a pleasure to have him in and talk with us about. And we'll also give you a chance to talk about the IB plan that the Yellow Jackets. Well, James Monroe is actually for the entire school.
Yeah, I mean, you know, next week's really important for us. On Monday and Tuesday of next week, we have the authorization visit, where the International Baccalaureate program sends their observers, their officials, to JM to talk with the teachers, to talk to Mr. Snyder, the coordinator, to talk to Dr. Rochelle about the goals. Then on Tuesday, I come in to basically give them the central office perspective and reinforce the fact that, yes, we do have the financial means to make sure that this program is going to work. If everything goes well with this visit in October, you know, they're going to give us a little bit of feedback in about 1 month from now. We plan on starting the application process in December. Kids will have a little bit of a writing prompt, and then in February, we're going to send out those letters. I think it's February 11th. We're going to send out those letters telling those kids that they got in or not, and then they'll start their scheduling process, and we're just so excited. We had about 80 people that were there for the interest meeting on October 13th. On that following Thursday, the 15th, we had an interest meeting at Walker Grant Middle School, because they'll be starting the program the following year, and that'll be a whole school model. So we're really taking the time, with all the accountability we've had in SOLs, we're taking the time now to officially put creativity back into instruction, having the students be the ones that actually lead instruction, while the teacher kind of takes a step back and be the facilitators. And it's just going to be great for our entire school division. This was, we feel, the missing piece to having more of our kids reach their potential.
Dr. Gordon, what about other jurisdictions and areas around Fredericksburg? Any other school jurisdictions involved with International Baccalaureate?
Yes, sir. In Stafford County, Mountain View High School and Brook Point High School have had it for some years. And the only thing that's going to be different with them than what we're doing at JM is the fact that we will also preserve our advanced placement classes that we already have. Stafford made a decision to basically focus in on the IB program solely. Spotsylvania High School also next year will institute their International Baccalaureate program with a lot of the same goals that we have in place. So we visited Stafford schools, we visited Richmond City, we visited Henrico County and Chesterfield to make sure that we get a nice global perspective on being able to tailor the program to fit the needs of our kids. And beginning next February, I'm actually going to start working on that application for Hugh Mercer and Lafayette, so we can become an International Baccalaureate school division.
Wow.
Is that something?
Yeah, I tell you what, that's like
aren't you sorry you're retired now?
Yeah.
You're
missing all the good stuff, Bob.
Yeah, but that sounds like that's too high level for me. I'd get in there and mess them up, right?
Oh, man, no, it's actually right on the board with what you used to do with Battle of the Brains.
Bless your heart for saying that, but, you know, it was a pleasure to work with kids, and I'm so glad that there's actually a curriculum where they can go as far as they can go, and that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And they also get college credits, am I correct?
Definitely. I mean, you know, that's one of the key things about it. These students will actually receive, for those that take it all the way through the program, they will actually get 2 diplomas. Their high school advanced diploma as well as their International Baccalaureate diploma, which will be awarded in August. So it's actually after the high school graduation. And once you get that diploma, a university such as the University of Mary Washington will award you 15 college credits for having that diploma. So kids are basically going to have 1 semester's worth of college, credit-wise, underneath their belts by the time they finish the program. You know, we got so many great things going on in Fredericksburg. We got the renovation of Original Walker Grant. It's going to start in about 6 weeks. So excited about that. As Mr. Griffin already knows, we did some things in the annex. We put a new tile in there, new steps. We put a new sign out there. My next plan is to put some new lights into the building.
A new throne for Dr. Griffin?
Yes. Mr. Herman Griffin, Alternative Education Department Head.
Yes, sir.
King Griffin.
Let's take a time out. No, no, I appreciate all of those wonderful things, and certainly, and we're not just talking about this on the air, but personally, let you know how much we appreciate that, the things that are being done down at Original Walker Grant School. So big changes coming in there for the other building across the street from the annex.
Yes, sir. $12.5 million project. It's going to be 20 months to get it done. We're going to start in December of 2015. We will finish in August of 2017. We're going to make sure that we do what we need to do to take that building to the level that it needs to be. This renovation is way overdue. We also are going to have the administrative offices going to be moving into Original Walker Grant, new facilities for Head Start, new facilities for the Virginia Preschool Initiative and the Early Childhood Program. Fredericksburg right now is a great place to be. We're building all these new areas, Calvin Crossings, the area off of Lafayette Boulevard.
Hate to interrupt you, Doctor, but do I still have a home?
You know you still have a home. I'm going to always make sure that you guys are taken care of, man. But Dr. Melton's leadership has really taken us to another level as far as being proactive and what needs to happen for Fredericksburg City Public Schools. Let's
direct our attention for a minute down on the field here. We're getting some close-up of some of the couples coming across the field as part of the homecoming court. And we'll try to pick up from what Julian is saying. He's reading the bios now.
She loves meeting new people and enjoy hanging out with friends and family.
So here comes another couple across the field. That might be the seniors representatives there.
Yeah, you got Jalen Price there, Monica Dick, Gary Boxley. So this definitely has to be the senior group right here.
So they're lining up out there on the field, and right now we should have the crowning of the Prince, Princess, King, and Queen coming up very shortly. And as soon as we get word on who these people are, we will announce it to our listeners out there tonight. So they're nice close-up shots.
Yeah. It's a good-looking group.
Yes, it is.
At this time, we will be counting our royalties.
Football players well represented out there.
And we have our principal, Dr. Tanisha Rochelle, assistant principals, Ms. Pam Diggs, and Mr. Justin Woodside.
Certainly hope you can hear Julian in the background. Talking about the administrators, principal, and assistant principal at James Monroe High School.
Ms. Diggs and Mr. Woodside.
Ms. Pam Diggs will be doing our first.
And they're getting in position now.
Got to do the
Kind of
Prince and
look like
Princess
they're
first.
sneaking around with a pie.
Oh, that's what
doesn't
it's all about. like the MLB when you get an interview.
The old pie in the face trick. There you go.
Prince is Mr. Dirk
That's
Jones.
your Prince, Dirk Jones. It's the number 18.
Yeah,
Dirk Jones, the second.
Nice kid. Real nice kid right
Yes.
there.
So congratulations to Dirk, who is the Prince.
It's Lucy Castles.
Miss Castle.
Lucy Castle, tennis player right there. #1 tennis player right there.
Is that right? Boy, am I glad you're here.
Hey, man. It was my job to know everybody.
Twice.
Yes, twice.
So right now they're getting ready to crown the king and queen of the 2015 homecoming.
I think it's going to be Gary Boxley.
She's hanging around Gary there.
Yeah, I tell you.
Yeah. What a fine young man.
Fine young man.
Yes, he is.
Comes from good stock.
Yes.
Honor roll student athlete.
And I will still say that all of his athletic prowess he got from his mother.
Not his dad.
Gary.
I'm sure he's going to email us on Monday.
I know, yes. We'll hear from Gary about that.
Great,
But his
great
mom,
guy.
Trina, works in the system.
Miss Shania Brown.
Oh, that's state track champion right there. Taking the triple jump, I believe.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Track star.
Yeah.
King and Queen. Let's give a big
Did you get them all, Bob?
Our homecoming participants.
Yep, he got him.
Yes, we did. Congratulations to all of our winners. They're all winners. And Dr. Blackburn, you've got all the information there.
Let's see. Do you want to do the game first, or the
Tell you
homecoming
what,
court?
do the homecoming court. We're going to take a break and come back and let you do that.
Hey, you guys take care, man.
Don't
Always
leave
a
us.
pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Oh, Dr. Gordon, it's always a pleasure to have you up here.
Yeah, you add so much to our broadcast.
He's
You
the
bring us from
dynamo
this-
that makes things go. I'll tell you that.
Look, he bring us from this level to here.
Hey,
There you go. That's right.
Hey, administrative services. My job to make everybody else better.
That's right. God bless you. Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Bob, here's
Yeah.
Bob Blackburn.
Da-da-da-da-da-dum. Okay, folks, this year's homecoming princess, Lucy Castles. And the prince is Dirk Jones. Queen is Sharia Brown. And the king, da-da-da-dum, Gary Boxley. What a good thing. It was great to have
Yes.
Dr. Gordon comment on the kids, because we like to characterize them some. And from what I heard, they're very fine kids, student athletes, and that's wonderful.
Congratulations to all the winners. And what am I doing here? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to send the text out. There we
right.
go. Okay, let's take a break here, Bob. Halftime,
Right.
12-0. Our halftime score, James Monroe on top. And Bob will be back to recap the scoring in the first half of tonight's football game right after this timeout. Welcome back to Maury Stadium. It's halftime. James Monroe High School marching band outperforming in this large crowd here at homecoming tonight. And the Yellow Jackets up 12-0. And here's Bob Blackburn with the highlights of tonight's first half of football.
Well, it's pretty simple to explain. Felton and Felton,
Yes.
the law firm. 10:37, they got their first score that counted, what is it called back, on a 27-yard TD pass from A.J. Felton to Matt Felton. Point after was no good, score 6-0. Jam came back again at 7:39 with a 3-yard pass A.J. Felton to Matt Felton. Point after, once again, it was a 2-point attempt, and it was no good. So James Monroe took a 12-0 lead into the second quarter, and that's the way. That's the way it ended
at the half. And Bob has had a little problem with the cold. We've all been suffering with the cold, and it's almost like Hillary last night after 10 hours of the hearing.
Oh, I saw that, and yes. You know, I didn't blame her at all. I don't see how she made it as long as she did.
Yeah, but 12-0 outscore here at the half. We'll be back right after this timeout. Welcome back to Morris Stadium halftime as we get set for the kickoff to open up this second half of football. Yellow Jackets, Bob, remember, received the ball to open up the first half.
That's right. Yeah.
Right now they're kicking off to Spotsylvania. Angled kick, short kick, taking it to 29, and that's it. No return. And who is that masked guy again?
Cord Lucas, I tell you what, he's out there tonight.
Yes, he is. 5'8", 185 junior. And Cord Lucas is all over the field.
Yeah, he is a sure tackler, too. Sure tackler.
So 11:55 to go in this third quarter. 12-0 outscore. Spotsylvania with the football at their 28-yard line. Quarterback on the center. Wing T formation. A run around the right side. Might have picked up a yard on that play.
Yeah, I just would love to have heard the speech at halftime, because I know Coach Survey likes good football, and you have to play to your potential, or he's not gonna be happy with you.
So no gain on that play, Bob, setting up a second down, and 10 yards to go for Spotsylvania at their 28-yard line. So second down and 10 yards to go for Spotsylvania. What kind of formation is this? You got two receivers. Now they shift back. Yeah, they had confusion out there.
Yeah, I think they were going to a straight T formation there for a little bit.
Timeout on the field. 11:09 to go in this third quarter here at Morris Stadium. Homecoming 2015. Our score, it's James Monroe 12, Spotsylvania nothing. We'll be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Morris Stadium. 11:09 to go here in the third quarter. Second down and 10 yards to go for Spotsylvania at their 28-yard line. Delaware wing T formation. Receiver to the near side of the field. Quarterback under center. Throws a swing pass. Yellow Jackets, they must have been in the huddle to get that play. Great defensive play by the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, they moved that scrum backwards.
So no gain on that second down play, setting up a 3rd and 9 to go for Spotsy. And the Yellow Jackets in command here, leading 12-0. So 10:38 and counting down here in the third quarter.
39 for the night.
3rd and 9 yards to go for Spotsylvania. That quarterback is, you say way under center, you have to look close, don't you?
Yeah, indeed.
Nice run around the right side, out across the 40 to about the 44-yard line. And Spotsylvania getting a first down ball. That's got to be what, the longest run from the line of scrimmage tonight?
It looks like it. You know, they're deceptive. I tell you what, they've developed a good thing. It looked like they were going to get stymied, and then bingo, they came out.
Getting chilly here tonight.
First and 10.
So first and 10 yards to go for Spotsylvania at their 45-yard line. Wing T, quarterback run around the left side. And nothing there. Might have picked up a couple of yards out to the 47-yard line. Yellow Jackets just stringing that thing out, Bob.
Yeah, I like to see this gang tackling business. It's good business.
Yes. So second and 8 yards to go for Spotsylvania. Trying to get the right combination of plays. The Yellow Jackets seem to bend, but they don't break defensively. And Spotsylvania trying to chip away and see if they can't put together something to get back into this football game, trailing by a score of 12-0. Again, the quarterback under center turns, number 88 on the carry, running around the left side into JM territory. Who is that masked man?
I'm thinking it's some kind of end around play. I mean, 88 isn't your usual running back.
That's Michael Ginallo, 5'11", 200-pound senior on the carry for Spotsylvania. First time we've called his name.
I think so, yeah.
Even though he did run the ball a couple of times. You know, we talked about the 3A regional points for Week 8. Yellow Jackets in Conference 26, sitting atop the conference, Bob, at 6-1.
That's sweet. We're already looking ahead to who their opponents may be later.
Nice run off guard on the left side by Spotsylvania. And if it's a left foot mark, it's a first down for Spotsylvania. They're going to mark it short. Yeah, we were talking about it earlier about officials when they make bad calls. Now that's a bad call for Spotsylvania.
I agree. I thought he made the line for sure.
The first down marker is directly on the 45-yard line. His forward progress took him up to the 45, and they mark it back at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, they got a 4th and 1 here. They're going to have to make it.
Big play here for Spotsylvania. 4th and a yard to go. And the quarterback risked the handoff, but a good handoff, and they picked up the first down. That's Shelton on the carry.
They continue to show good good fundamentals, and they seem to be able to get a yard or two when they need it.
And they are a couple of years away, Bob, from developing a great program at Spotsylvania. And you got first-year coach out there. He's putting his system in.
Yes.
And it seems to be a very well-disciplined team than the Spotsylvania teams I've seen in the past.
And a lot more players on the roster. That's what I like to see.
That's that handoff, that inside handoff. Looks like a reverse handoff. And that was very effective in picking up yards. Second and about 3 yards to go.
Yeah, you like to see a lot more guys come out, which they have, and you like to see good fundamentals and not make a lot of mistakes. That's what they're doing.
Second down and 3 yards to go for Spotsylvania at the James Monroe 37-yard line. Yellow Jackets showing blitz. And that handoff again looked like the ball came out, but it did not come out. And was that Shelton again on the carry?
I think so. He's turning into the workhorse here of the second half, maybe.
What was that score? Thought we had a King George Cortland score. I didn't hear it.
I did too. I thought it was like 13-0.
Yeah. Third down and 3 yards to go for Spotsylvania. Quarterback, and that's going to be number 88 on the carry, close to that first down marker. And that's Michael Ginallo. King George, Bob, fresh off the press.
Yeah.
Leading Cortland 19-0.
That's incredible.
Yes. Now you're talking about looking ahead.
They're playing. Oh wow! I know, but we can do it. They can't.
Yeah.
Playing on the rug down there.
I don't know. Wonder if they're playing in King George. So, gonna bring the chain out and stretch it out. And it's going to be a first down for Spotsylvania. You know, Bob, Yellow Jackets are still hanging around. Spotsylvania's still hanging around.
Exactly, yeah. And I think if they can just get this ball back,
yeah,
I think they're ready to roll.
So here we go. First and 10 yards to go. And Spotsylvania Shelton on the carry. Shelton falls forward and might have picked up a yard.
Wow. I'd say they're doing the cloud of dust routine here, and JM's going to have to make some penetration on some of these handoffs.
So second and 10 yards to go for the Spotsylvania Knights. You can feel that chill in the air, can't you?
Yeah, it's supposed to go down to 40 tonight, I think.
Yep. Second and 10 yards to go for Spotsylvania. Quarterback turns, hand it off, and a nice defensive play. What a play.
Yeah, getting the backfield, it makes a whole big difference, doesn't it?
Is that number? What a defensive play by a JM player, tackling the ball carrier rather, in the backfield for a loss. So it's third, 13 yards to go for Spotsylvania.
Well, let's see if I don't think they'll throw, Herman. I really don't. And if they do, maybe a pick six, huh?
So third and 13, and that's, oh my goodness.
That's
and a
hurt.
Nice run and close to that first down marker. Boy, it got the Yellow Jackets out of position defensively on that play.
Yeah, by all, any other team would have thrown the ball, and they run it and they make it work.
So Spotsylvania coming up with a big play there, getting the first down, keeping this drive alive down to the James Monroe 21-yard line. 3 minutes and 58 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Still 12-0 James Monroe. Knights first and 10. That's Shelton on the carry. Straight run off tackle on the left side. Kind of bulls his way down inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line.
Think he'll get tired at all? I'll tell you what. He's been carrying the mail.
Yeah. But they kind of switch up a little bit, Bob, and they use this number 88.
88, yeah.
Michael Ginallo, 5'11", 200-pound senior. So let's see the designated workhorse in that backfield. It's Shelton. Got two receivers split to the far side of the field. And the quarterback is under center. Turns. Hands it off to number 88. And he's trying to stretch it out. And the Yellow Jackets, excellent pursuit on the far side of the field.
You reckon we're in the bend and break syndrome again here?
Yeah. So the Yellow Jackets can be tested here on a third down. And about 4 yards to go. 3rd and 4 for the Spotsylvania Knights. Ball at the James Monroe 15-yard line. And class of 1965 celebrating their 50th class reunion
How about
tonight.
that? Wow.
Yep. 3rd and 3 facing the Knights at the JM 15-yard line. And the Yellow Jackets defensively, and it looks to be enough for that Spotsylvania first down. Down to the 10-yard line. So for the third time tonight, Spotsylvania in the red zone. For the Yellow Jackets, they are yet to put points on the board. So the Yellow Jackets have been tightening up down here, Bob, defensively.
Yeah, I honestly think in order to put a stop to this sort of thing, they need to get across and in the backfield.
First and goal for Spotsylvania at the James Monroe 10-yard line. A lot of movement in that Spotsylvania backfield. Quarterback under center, sets his offense, barks out the signal, turns, pitch it, quick pitch, and he's going to be hit right around the 1-yard line. No indication that he got into the end zone. Spots to get on the board here and convert an extra point or a 2-point conversion, they're right back in this football game. Plenty of time left in this football game.
Yeah, who would have thunk? I'm real interested to see JM's next possession, one way or the other.
Second and goal for Spotsylvania at the James Monroe 1-yard line. Yellow Jackets digging in on defense. Spotsy. And it's a handoff and line surge into the end zone touchdown. So Spotsy getting on the scoreboard with 1:13 to go in this third quarter. And who was that mascot?
I mean,
let's give it to Shelton, I guess.
Yeah, he ran like Shelton, I can tell you that.
1-yard touchdown run by the big guy, Shelton, on the carry, Michael Shelton. Extra point attempt here by Spotsylvania. High snap. They get it down. The kick is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field. 1:13 to go in this third quarter. Spotsylvania pulling to within 5 of the Yellow Jacks. 12-7 our score. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Maury Stadium. 1:13. We got a new ball game.
Yeah, let's see how long it lasts. I was looking as JM took the field there. If they have a lot of momentum in hand there, they're certainly masking it. I hope they get excited and run this one back.
Want to say hello to the Johnson family. That's Buzzy Johnson and family, former JM standout. Buzzy recognized last night for all of the great things he's done for students in Fredericksburg for years. Played football, coached, did a lot, has done a lot, and continues to do a lot. So we just want to say hello to Coach Buzzy Johnson at home tonight.
Wonderful man.
Yes. And his lovely wife, Sharon, and their 2 sons.
And like his mama, too.
Real nice person. Yep. So here we go, 1:05 to go. Yellow Jackets 12-7. Spotsylvania cutting into that JM lead. How big will those 3 called back touchdowns loom here?
Yeah, I just hope that's not a bad omen.
Penalty against Spotsylvania, pushing the ball out to midfield where the Yellow Jackets will have it 1st and 10 at midfield. Got a receiver, Bowley, to the near side of the field. They've switched defenders on him, Bob. Teddy Tyler checking Bowley on the near side, 1st down, and Felton calls his number. Nice cut, 35, 30, 25, 20. And he nearly gets away, pulled out of bounds at the James Monroe at the Spotsylvania 15-yard line. Flag on a play is going to be a holding call against the Yellow Jackets. How many times have they done that tonight?
That's a shame, and that takes the wind right out of everything.
Yes. 2 flags on the play, Bob. 1 flag at the 20-yard line, other flag back up at the 34.
Well, this is the block that sprung him right there, and I thought it was clean as a whistle.
I did not see an illegal block by the Yellow Jackets, and that's going to bring it back. And every long run the Yellow Jackets have had tonight, the officials have called them back.
Wow.
You think this crew is from Spotsylvania?
Whoops. You said the golden words.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I take it back.
Well, I'm beginning to wonder, you're talking about that could have been a touchdown there. And
every big play tonight has had a penalty against the Yellow Jackets. 3 touchdowns called back and a huge run by Felton. That too was called back. 1st and 5 yards to go. Felton calls his own number again, puts his head down, runs right at the heart of that Spotsylvania defense. Did not have the success on that run. Picked up a couple of yards, setting up a 3rd down. Make it 2nd down and about 3 yards?
Yeah, 3.5.
Yep. Yellow Jackets, Bowley coming out for James Monroe. Coach Survey, what can we say about this guy, Bob?
I'll tell you.
I don't know what he'd do this time of the year if football wasn't somewhere near him.
Yeah.
Yellow Jackets, and that's Weldon on a carry. Another flag coming out.
Yeah.
It's going to be another holding call against the Yellow Jackets. These officials, my goodness. Every running play where the Yellow Jackets seem to find some success.
Get called.
These officials killing us. And that flag came from about 30 yards upfield.
Yeah,
but they got to throw the ball, throw the football.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like last week, they showed that they could throw it at will, and I can't believe that Spotsylvania has as good a pass defense.
Because every running play, they throw the flag. So throw the ball. End of 3 quarters of play here at Monroe Stadium homecoming. Our score, it's James Monroe 12 and Spotsylvania 7 back after this. Welcome back to Monroe Stadium. 12 more minutes of football, unless we go into overtime.
That would be unlikely scenario here, but
yep.
It sounds cliche, but JM needs to score on this drive.
Yes. 2nd and 9 to go for James Monroe at the Spotsylvania 49-yard line. Felton, the quarterback, hands it off, and that's Weldon picking his way through. 40,
that's
35.
It. That's what I'm talking about.
Look at this shifting, changing the ball in the right hand. Finally knocked out of bounds down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. And guess what?
No flag.
No flag.
All right.
So they can run the football without getting a holding call.
Yeah, I was watching as he was cutting back and doing all this kind of stuff. Clean as a whistle.
Yeah. Nobody out of position to be accused of throwing a bad block. Felton did a lot. Weldon, rather, did a lot of that on his own, Bob.
Yeah, he's like that.
There they call his number again. Weldon running hard down inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. Gain of 6 yards on that run, setting up a 2nd and about 3, so give him 7 yards on that run.
Yeah, I'd have to say Chancellor had his number last week, but I tell you what, this week I think he's wanting to show the back he is, and he's a great one.
Here we go, 2nd pistol. Quarterback Felton running his way through down inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. That's going to be a JM 1st down. And once again, Bob, the Yellow Jackets in the red zone. They've got to come away with some points.
Yeah, no flags. Just do it. I tell you what, I'd give Weldon the ball maybe 3 times.
Yes. Wouldn't hurt my feelings.
No.
First and 10 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets at the Spotsylvania 12-yard line. You got two receivers split to the near side of the field. Yellow Jackets look like a draw play and all bottled up. That's number 6. That's Leacock on the carry. Kind of strange play there.
It was kind of.
Yeah, because you had two backs back in the backfield along with Felton. And they usually go single back. And that play really never developed there. So second and 10 yards to go for James Monroe at Spotsylvania 14-yard line. 10-18 to go in this football game from the pistol. That's going to be number 4 dotting his way through. And Weldon, DJ Weldon, 5'11", 184 senior. Got an injured JM player. Looks like a foot or ankle, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I think it's an ankle, but
so next week's games, key games for next week. Riverbend hosting Hilton, Potomac at Brook Point, Massaponax at North Stafford, Mountain View entertaining Stafford, Caroline making the trip up to Spotsylvania to take on these same Knights. Chancellor at King George, Culpeper hosting William Monroe, Brentsville at Liberty. That's a big game up there in Fauquier. And Cortland hosting James Monroe tonight.
And we have a winner. Thank you.
So 9:58 to go. And that's Deputy Superintendent Marcia Callett. Dips in.
tell him not to do the hit and run. Tell him come on up and put a headset on. Well, we got a injured player coming off the field, and he is limping like it might be a
third.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Third quarter score, Bob. It's King George on top of Cortland, 19-7 in third.
Wow, that's scary. But what the heck, you know? Maybe the clock will speed up or something.
Third down and 8 yards to go for James Monroe. And Spotsylvania coming off sides. We need that. We'll take all the help we can get.
Absolutely here.
Jim's been our runner tonight. He's bringing us the scores.
Well, we're guilty of the same thing JM is. We're kind of looking ahead here a little bit, but we'll see.
Portland's got to really fight their way back to win that football game. 12-7 James Monroe, and that's going to be Weldon into the end zone touchdown.
That's the man to do it. That's the man to do it.
What is that, about a 7-yard touchdown run?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's more like what was
6?
it? Yeah, I'm thinking it's more like 6.
Touch it, touch.
Okay.
Chuck said it was 6.
Okay.
So we'll change everything we've done over here, Chuck, and make it a 6-yard touchdown run. He has a tendency from time to time, Bob, to kind of show off with his young eyes.
Yeah. Well, I remember those days, but then
extra point attempt by the Yellow Jackets. It's up, and it is good. Timeout on the field, 9:33 to go in this football game. The Yellow Jackets up their lead to 19-7. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Murray Stadium. 9:33 to go here in the fourth quarter. 19-7 James Monroe, and the Yellow Jackets look like the James Monroe of old there, Bob.
Yeah, and right when they had to.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see them get this ball back pretty quick, either 3 and out or maybe a fumble or something.
Or maybe on this kickoff, you know how they kick to those vacated areas?
Yeah.
Look about the 30-yard line on this side of the field.
Yeah.
There's an area right there where they could kick it. Don't have that same area on the other side. And they're going to kick it away. And it's taken at the 12, 15, 20, 25. Left side. Out across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. Decent return for Spotsylvania. Now the Yellow Jackets have got to dig in here. That last defensive series when Spotsylvania had the ball was not an exceptionally good one for James Monroe's defense.
No, and you know, they had a couple breaks.
Yeah.
I know they had one fourth down where they got that, and just couldn't stop them.
So the Knights with a 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Late player for James Monroe going in. That's Trayvon Lucas. And the Knights, the Yellow Jackets fumble the football, and I think the Knights might have it back. Now the Yellow Jackets are signaling that they got the ball. And no indication, this referee on this side of the field finally, yes, Bob Blackburn, you called it. You called it, Bob. They needed a turnover or a break, and they come up with a fumble recovery.
Yep, and I'd give them probably 2-3 plays. They'll be in the end zone.
But you got to credit your wisdom and long years of watching this football game to predict things like that.
No, I appreciate you putting it that way, but at the same time, it's wishful thinking.
You know I'm going to give you credit.
I know that, and I'm forever indebted to you on that. Forever.
Because you certainly take care of me.
Hey, come on. What do we say?
That's right. I lie to it, you swear to it, right? Here we go. Yellow Jackets on the ground, popping through down to the 20-yard line. He had one defender to beat, Bob. Otherwise, it would have been Katie Bardador.
Yeah, well, Katie, we need her.
So the Yellow Jackets picking up a 1st down at the Spotsylvania 20-yard line. Touchdown here could put this thing out of reach for Spotsylvania, for the Yellow Jackets, rather.
Yeah, and I think they'll score even more points if they score here.
Number 40 checking in, Edwin Young, the 4th. 5'10", 227 senior. That's my buddy there, isn't it? 1st and 10 yards to go. Yellow Jackets, look at that nice run, hurdling players as they run around the right side, down inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line.
Was that Felton stepped in there?
I don't know who that was.
A lot of good misdirection.
I mean, he was flying through the air like one of the Melendez brothers. If you know your high wire apps.
High wire people, yeah.
So 2nd and about 4 yards to go for James Monroe. 2 receivers to the near side of the field. Remember, they scored on a skinny post down there. And they keep it on the ground.
Look at that play, look at that play.
Oh, my goodness, he slipped. So that's what a 15-yard touchdown run. Yellow Jackets score again. 7:59 to go in this football game. 25-7. It was 15 yards, but who was the guy that scored?
Yeah, we'd like to. It looked a little like Weldon, but I'm not totally sure. Let me ask down the line and see what.
So let's. Timeout on the field with 7:59 to go here in this fourth quarter. 26-7. Bob, we'll keep it right here. For the last 2 possessions by the Yellow Jackets, and thankful for that big turnover and that fumble recovery. But the Yellow Jackets have put together 2 good drives to get on the scoreboard and extend that lead over a tough Spotsylvania team.
Yeah, like in the 4th quarter here, all of a sudden. Welcome to James Monroe football once again, baby.
Hello, how do you do?
How do you do?
So the Yellow Jackets in command here. 26-7 outscore. And remember, with the win tonight by James Monroe over this Spotsylvania team, they clinch a playoff spot.
Wow. There, that should light a little fire there.
Yeah. And I think maybe that's what Coach Survey and some of these coaches down on the sideline talked about, you know, the importance of this game.
Yeah, you know, it's always a threat when they have homecoming. A lot of the players are on the homecoming court and that kind of thing for their minds to drift. It happens. They're high school kids.
Yeah.
You know?
You're exactly right, Bob. You know, I was looking at that conference that the Yellow Jackets are in. We look pretty good in the conference, Bob.
Yes, we do.
You know, we're looking at Hopewell and Brentsville tied at 2nd. Here's a kick, fumbled and picked up at the 10, 15, 20, 25, didn't get to the 25. But good coverage by JM on that kickoff team. And Spotsylvania will have it 1st and 10 at their 24-yard line.
Yeah, another 3 and out, and the Jackets will really be in command.
You remember, Bob, when the schools in Richmond were huge schools and
absolutely
would beat everybody and everything?
Absolutely.
You know, you got Armstrong, Petersburg, of course, Petersburg High School, and John Marshall. All of them come in with 2 and 5 records. Kind of interesting how those schools have fallen off when it comes to athletics in the Richmond area.
It's amazing. Yeah, oh yeah. In fact, I was in college in Richmond when these teams were powerhouses.
Yeah. I mean, when you talked about Armstrong, and you talked about J.R. Tucker and some of these schools in the Richmond area, I mean, they were tough.
They were. They really were. There was a lot of talent in football in that area.
Yep. Maggie Walker. And what school did Ken Willett go to?
Varina.
Varina
High School, yep.
Powerhouse. 2nd down and 12 yards to go for Spotsylvania. 7:08 to go in this football game. Knights still keeping the ball on the ground. Nice run.
Yeah.
And a hard hit by the Yellow Jackets out to the 30-yard line. Going to be well short of picking up the 1st down. So 3rd and about 5 yards to go here for Spotsylvania. When will the Knights abandon their running game, Bob, and put the ball in the air?
Yeah, and that makes you think there is no passing game.
And also, it will certainly give the James Monroe defensive backs a shot at picking off some passes.
Yeah, we would like that.
So 3rd and 5 yards to go. This might be a passing down here for Spotsylvania. Quarterback under center, barks out the signals, turns, hands it off, run around the left side.
1st down.
Yes, they did. That's a good-looking play.
Yeah, he waited for it to develop and stayed behind his blockers and made the yardage.
Yellow Jackets not getting the containment on the far side. Thus, that ball carrier able to turn it upfield and pick up good yards, resulting in a Spotsylvania 1st down. 6 minutes to go in this football game. 26-7, James Monroe. Yellow Jackets trying to pick up their 7th win of the season. And the Yellow Jackets ball comes out. It's amazing how that number 40 for the Yellow Jackets, how they become ball hawks. You see them pull that ball out of there?
Yeah, give it to me because we need it.
Yep. Edwin Young tried to pull that ball out of there. He did pull it out, but it was after the whistle had blown.
He's played a great game today.
Yes, he has.
Along with Cord Lucas and some other guys.
2nd, 12 yards to go for Spotsylvania. Let's see if the Knights will put the ball in the air. Quarterback. And a fumble in the backfield.
And
they go for that ball. Yellow Jackets pick it up and advance the ball down to the 19-yard line. And that was pressure.
Yeah.
The pressure was there. They fumbled the ball in their own backfield. The Yellow Jackets, it looked like a Spotsylvania player was going to fall on it, but a Yellow Jacket player got in there and swatted the ball, and JM falls on it inside the Spotsylvania 19, 20-yard line.
Just shut the door, I believe. They just shut the door.
So the Yellow Jackets in position here again to score with 5:09 to go in this football game. Number 71 for the Yellow Jackets on that offensive line. Ian Jeffers, 6-footer, 249-pound senior. Coach Survey is really high on this offensive line, boss.
The comments he's made.
Yes.
He should know. He was an offensive lineman.
The teams that the Yellow Jackets have had and Coach Survey has had, he's saying this is one of the best offensive lines he's ever had.
Yeah, and that's saying something.
That's saying a lot.
Because we know a lot of big guys.
Yep.
Played for him.
First down, 15 yards to go. Yellow Jackets, and it did not fool the Knights. Ball carrier had nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, baby.
Well, might be time to uncork a pass here.
So second down, and about 16 yards to go for the James Monroe Yellow Jackets. You ever forget where you are sometimes? I mean, just. I thought I was in North Dakota. Pass and a catch. Yeah, that's Bowley. That's going to be a 24-yard touchdown strike from Felton to Bowley. He led him perfectly. We're talking about a 10th grader, Bob. A.J. Felton,
yeah,
10th grader.
Excellent play.
And Bowley was streaking up the sideline. Almost no effort to catch that football. Extra point attempt by the Yellow Jackets is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field, 4:16 to go in this homecoming game here at Murray Stadium. Our score, it's James Monroe 33 and Spotsylvania 7. Back after this. Got a high school update here. We got everybody working here at the press box. We're going to let Jim put his headset on. And Jim, we just checked the wire and we got an update on the score.
We did. And I forgot what I told you. 19-14.
19-14, third or fourth quarter.
Hold on a minute. I believe it's fourth quarter, but I could be wrong.
Okay. We'll get you to
I was running so hard I couldn't. My memory went out.
But you're doing a great job. We appreciate it.
King George 19, Portland 14.
19-14. You were absolutely correct, Jim. So, they used to say there were two news agencies years ago, UPI and AP. And they said, the difference was one got it first, the other one got it right.
Oh, okay.
There's your kick. In kick taken at the 11, 15, 20. And that's all she wrote, y'all.
So where are we next week, Herman? I'm sure you've already mentioned that, but
Cortland High School. Big game. And Cortland seems to be clawing their way back into that football game against King George, but it's going to be a big game regardless of whether they win or lose because it's that type of blood. That's a final?
That's a final.
Okay.
My source just said that's a final.
Really?
So King George upsets Cortland tonight.
Wow, got him on the rug and did him in. Wow.
The main man, Justin Rice.
Ball advanced out across the 35 to the 36. Does he know? He just announced it? No roar from the crowd. I mean, if you announce King George beating Cortland, you should hear a roar.
So everybody's guilty of being in somewhere else for a while tonight, right?
Final.
Final.
Cortland. Did you announce it? Final. So
that's a shocker.
I want to hear the roar of the crowd.
I think they're right. That's right. We need to have a recording here.
We got our own sound effects here in the press box. Now, while we were chatting there about King George and Cortland, Spotsylvania has advanced the ball out to midfield.
Yeah, I tell you one thing: they don't give up A, and they don't give up the game plan.
Nope.
B.
3:41 remaining in this football game, and what are we getting? No penalty.
Must have declined the penalty.
So the Knights with the football at their own 49.5-yard line. Yellow Jackets certainly not in a hurry. They playing tough defense here with 3:41 to go. 33-7, James Monroe. They've scored 3 times here in this fourth quarter, haven't they?
Yes, they have. Yeah, they've scored. They scored 3 touchdowns there, and they were the first 3 touchdowns of the second half. They did not score in the third quarter.
Oh. So penalty against Spotsylvania. That's going to push the ball back to the Knights' 35-yard line. It's first and 12 yards to go for Spotsylvania. Referees, they don't know. Yeah, they're penalizing them again.
Well,
they started out up at the 50-yard line. Now they're back to Spotsylvania's 25-yard line. I have no clue or idea what's going on.
Well, this is unusual. See them do this many flags against Spotsylvania, but we'll take it.
So Yellow Jackets just in a holding pattern out there, circling the airport. Waiting to land here with 3:41 to go.
You know somebody on JM secondary wants to slip through there, scoop up a fumble, and go ahead with it. Because I don't think you're going to see him throw.
I don't know what this is all about. Why are the referees standing over the football and discussing and talking about something?
Yeah, maybe they decided that was not the right call.
And he comes out, no explanation.
No batteries in his waist signal or whatever that thing
now
is.
He blows the whistle, starts the clock, 3:20:38 and counting down. First and 20 yards to go for Spotsylvania. And the Knights, they keep it on the ground and a run out to the 25-yard line. Might have picked up no gain on that play. Second down and about 18, 19 yards to go. I don't know what that was all about, Bob. Do you?
Yeah, no, I don't. And if they got any kind of passing game at all, where is it?
So next Friday night, the big game for all of you football enthusiasts. It's at Cortland High School as the Yellow Jackets go out to the Cougar Den. Take on the Cougars. Spotsy keeping it, and that's Shelton on the carry out to the 30-yard line. With that wing tee, you solely rely on your running game. And they probably, as Tim Goldman told us a couple of weeks ago, you know, he had teams that had absolutely no passing game.
None at all. Right.
So we'll see with a third down and about 13, 14 yards to go. Will they throw the ball here on 3rd and long? Quarterback, they do not. In the Yellow Jackets in the backfield. Yellow Jackets in the backfield with the big defensive play. 2:03 to go in this football game here at Marge Stadium. 33-7 our score. And good to say hello to Randy Charles, who's visiting the press box tonight, and former player out there in the county.
Okay.
He was okay, Bob.
He was okay.
Good ball player. Good seeing you. And well, we need to lock the door.
No.
We have guys that just walk in from. No, I know these people.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't asked you for an autograph. Just a line of admirers coming in. Sometimes they'll tap me on the back just to let me know I'm not supposed to poke them and stuff.
How they come in and see us?
Well, I'll tell you about Charlie Shorts from North Carolina sometime. I tell you what, you know everybody, and everybody knows you in this town, and if they don't, that's because they what?
Got good
They're
sense.
not breathing? Okay. Oh,
Bob, talk about our friend again that gave us the lights.
Oh, yeah. Well, my
Bullock?
goodness. Yeah, Catherine Bullock. Thanks once again. That was a very thoughtful gift, and she's a very good JM fan, and I enjoyed talking to her.
Want to also say hello to Gilbert Cody.
Gilbert Cody out there
who's out in Oakland, California, former James Monroe High School standout. And Gil held the record for the longest field goal at James Monroe for years.
He had a leg on him, didn't he?
Yes. And a young man who could kick the ball a country mile, never washed his feet.
Nah.
But I want to say hi to my good friend out in Oakland, California, listening. Minute 5 to go in this fourth quarter, 33-7 our score. Second down and 13 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets. Do you throw it here, Coach?
No.
Okay. Got a new quarterback in there. Yellow Jackets keep it on the ground. And trying to pick up a number, Bob, for that new quarterback. Is
that 7?
Let's see. Number 7, yeah. That's Sean Smith. He's the JV quarterback. Smith we're talking about.
Yeah, getting a little V action.
6-footer, 154-pound freshman. And JV Yellow Jackets remain undefeated.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. 3rd and 10. Smith.
Whoops.
Oh, my goodness. Now, that's a little what you call waiting room action there.
Mm-hmm.
Number 95. Tony Thurston. That's going to do it, my friends. Timeout on the field, deep into the game, as James Monroe up their record to 7-1 by defeating Spotsylvania tonight by the score of 33-7. We'll be back to wrap it up after this timeout. Welcome back to Morris Stadium. Final score 33-7. And the Yellow Jackets, particularly in the fourth quarter, Yellow Jackets kind of flexed their muscles, Bob, in the fourth quarter.
Absolutely.
And came away with a commanding win over the Spotsylvania Knights. And here's Bob Blackburn with all the scoring here in the football game tonight.
Yeah, and bear with me, folks. I'll go until my throat gets tickly again anyway. JM scored at 10:37 after two were called back on a 27-yard TD pass from A.J. Felton to Matt Felton. Point after was no good. JM took a 6-0 lead, came back and scored again at 7:39 with a 3-yard pass, Felton to Matt Felton again. Point after for 2 was no good, and made it 12-0. That was the score at the end of actually the first half, because no one scored in the second quarter. Anyway, when they came out in the third, only one touchdown score, and that was by Spotsylvania. At 1:13, there was a 1-yard TD run by Shelton. Point after was good, and that made the score 12-7. That's as close as Spotsylvania got. JM scored 3 times in the fourth quarter. 9:33 on a 6-yard touchdown run by DJ Weldon. Point after was good. 19-7 James Monroe. James Monroe back at 7:59 on a 15-yard TD run. Point after good once again. 26-7 James Monroe. And JM came back for their final tally at 4:16 on a 24-yard TD pass by Felton to Boley. Point after was good. 33-7, which turned out to be the final score. JM over Spotsylvania tonight.
Thank you, Bob Blackburn. The Yellow Jackets pick up win number 7, and they clinch a playoff spot tonight by defeating Spotsylvania by the score of 33-7. So hopefully we can get a word with Coach Rick Survey down on the field. Julian Bunbury is down with the microphone, and we can get some word from him about where his Yellow Jackets are, and the playoffs coming up in a big game and an upset. It's not official, but we got the word that it was King George defeating defeating Cortland tonight. What was that final score? 19-14?
19-14.
19-14 was the final, with King George coming away with the win, a major upset over the Cortland Cougars. So that's where we are as we switch our cameras down on the fields to get a word with Julian Bunbury and Coach Rick Survey. So 33-7 the final, and we have Julian Bunbury down there. See if we can.
Okay, down on the field with winning head coach Rick Survey. Coach, number 7 in a row. Talk about your victory tonight and the resolve your Yellow Jackets had.
Well, we needed to have some resolve. You know, I don't usually like to say, make complaints or say anything about officiating, but there was 6 holding calls on my offensive line. And I've been line coach for 31 years, and I've never had a ball game where my line had 6 holding calls in one half. So I let it get to me. It got to my kids. They were frustrated because every time we'd have a long gain, there was a flag. I feel bad for the kids, but in the second half, I just told them, I said, you got to win the second half. You can't let the referees affect you. You just got to play your game. And thank God the kids are under control better than I was.
Well, that's okay, Coach. And they did come out in the second half, and you started pounding the ball more. You opened it up a little bit with Felton. That Felton to Felton combinations have been a big one all year. But, I'll tell the kids you play the first half to get to the second. And you guys certainly did that. And you 7 wins in a row. You got a big game at Cortland next week, who got knocked off by King George tonight. So talk about your preparation for that game next week, Coach.
It's not going to be. I don't have to worry about emotion next week. I don't have to worry about intensity, because this will be the biggest game. That's our natural rival. We have a lot of respect for them because, we know that J.C. Hall has a great football program, and he knows that we have a great football program. So that game will be a barn burner, and I think their AD over there is going to make a little money on Friday night next week.
Coach, your team has overcome some injuries. Antoine Lewis-Gray, Vincent Smith, got a couple of nicks, but we always say next man up. Just talk about the depth that you have and just getting your kids prepared to play when that adversary steps in.
We have a lot of depth. And what's really cool about this team, I've got a bunch of kids, about maybe 12 to 15, I call them swingers. They come up in the JV team, and they are so talented. And I have to bite my tongue. I don't want to put them in, unless the game gets out of hand, because they are talented and they're trying to win a JV championship. And they haven't been beaten in 2 years. But we're very talented, and our backups are talented. We got a lot of kids here that they're one injury away from starting, and And I tell you, they've really come through for me. We lost Antoine Lewis-Gray, a tremendous receiver. We lost Vincent Smith, a tremendous linebacker. You know, and we replaced them. You know, I don't know if we replaced them, but we got somebody to take their place. And you know, Jawan Davis has done a heck of a job playing linebacker. And we have Dre Boley. Thank goodness Dre Boley's playing football because he's a player.
Yes, he is, Coach, and a basketball player, too.
Yes, he is a basketball, one heck of a basketball
player.
Hey,
Coach, let's keep it going. 7 in a row. Big game at Cortland next week. Down here on the field with Hall of Fame coach Rick Survey. Back to you, Herman K.
All right, Julian, thanks a lot, and congratulations, Coach Richard Survey, picking up yet another win. And his Yellow Jackets clinching playoff berth tonight by defeating. I'm getting all these signs about get off the air.
We must be running out of tape.
We're getting close to running out of tape? Okay. So the Yellow Jackets pick up their 7th win, and that's going to abruptly end it for us tonight.
Okay, that's what I've been fighting off all night. If I've given you this cold, I apologize. Anyway, folks, from Maury Stadium, 33-7 score, James Monroe over Spotsylvania.
And we'll see you next Friday night for more high school football. More high school football here on Channel 83 as we make it out to Cortland. And it's James Monroe Cortland next Friday night. Good night, everybody.